Robert Mueller, director of American FBI, once said in 2012 that there are only two types of companies, those that have been hacked and those that will be. In today's world, also known as a cyber physical world, it seems that what Robert Mueller said will be reality. In today's discussion of Margi Newspaper Simplified, we will look at a cyber security issue. What is the context of today's discussion is that there are several news related to cyber security issue in various newspapers. Like, you must be aware that in 2020 there was a power cut in Mumbai, which investigation now reveals that because of a Trojan horse. Then there is also news in today's paper that Chinese hackers are targeting email services, says Microsoft. In today's Worldly Wise in Indian Express is also about cyber security, where Noam Friedman, an American writer, says cyber war takes place largely in a secret, unknown to the general public on both sides. Also, there is in Lok Satta, one government initiative of Gujarat government is there named Ashwasta, which is 24/7 helpline for cyber security. So, before moving further in our discussion, let's see where cyber security stands in a UPSC syllabus. In GS3, there is a point basics of cyber security, and also there is a point role of media and social networking sites in internal security challenges. Now, let's quickly look what are the questions asked by UPSC previously. In 2020, UPSC asked, discuss different types of cyber crimes and measures required to be taken to fight the menace. In 2019, there was a question, what is a Cyber Dome project? Explain how it can be useful in controlling the internet crimes in India. Also in 2017, there was a question, discuss the potential threats of cyber attack and security framework to prevent it. If you analyze the previous year question from 2013 to 2020, you will see that question on cyber security is there each year except 2014. So the issue is very significant and UPSC is asking question on it repeatedly. Then we will look at what are the data available related to cyber security. Such data will give us picture of how significant the issues and significant issue and challenges. NCRB data of 2019 states that compared to the last year, there is increase in cyber security related threats by 63.5%. So 2019 data of NCRB says that 63.5% increase in cyber security crimes. Then there is a certain data of 2018 which states that cyber attacks that have happened on government offices or government official websites are primarily from China. That is 35% attacks that happen on government websites are from China, 17% from USA, 15% from Russia and 9% from Pakistan. I again repeat, 35% attacks on government websites are from China, 17% USA, 15% Russia and 9% Pakistan. There is also one news previously that Chinese company Genua Data Information Tech is keeping watch on Indian people's data. So what all this shows is that China is employing hybrid warfare against India. What does hybrid warfare mean? It means that apart from traditional warfare technique, it uses various other non-traditional warfare such as cyber warfare, using propaganda, using fake news. All these constitute cyber warfare. It was used by Russia against Ukraine in 2014. Then there is another significant data. American company Cybil in May 2020 showed that sensitive and personal information of about 3 crore Indian youths is there on the dark net. So this again shows the gravity and seriousness of the issue. Then Narcotics Control Board arrested individuals which were selling narcotic drugs through dark web and darknet. Home Ministry recently gave advisory to government officials regarding social engineering attacks. They told government officials to be cautious of such kind of social engineering attacks happening from cyber security. So what is social engineering attacks? Means such kind of attacks where threat from cyber security can damage data when certain kind of human interaction is happened. If there is no human interaction, such threat cannot damage your data. Suppose there is one email, and when any person open that email, then there is a attack on your computer. So such kind of attacks is social engineering attacks. Now we will look at the various types of cyber attacks. The data told by me before can be used various ways in an introduction, in a body part of the answer. So moving forward, for various types of cyber attacks, one important attack, that is phishing. It is a type of social engineering attack. What happens is that in such attacks, the attackers pose as a legitimate and authentic institutions, means they pretend that they are contacting from banks, and contact through means like email, text messages. When person react to that messages or open that messages and give their sensitive information, such kind of attack happen. It is very common in Indian context that various, if you have looked in previous newspapers, State Bank of Indian customers were attacked with such kind of attacks, with text messages were sent. So such kinds of attacks are known as phishing. The attackers pose as a legitimate institution. There is another type of cyber crime that is known as vishing, also known as voice phishing. So what happens in this type of attack is that phishing activity is done through the call, means there is cyber attackers call individual and pretend that they are contacting from the bank and ask for the sensitive information. You must be aware of such crimes happening in day-to-day life. Then there is a Trojan horse. This is a type of malicious code or a software that looks legitimate. Malicious code or a software that looks legitimate but can take control of your computer and it damage, disrupt, steal and does harmful action on your computer. So what Trojan horse, if you are aware of the Greek story about the Trojan horse, then you must be must understand by its name Trojan horse, it pretend to be something that it is not. Sometimes Trojan horse is also called as a Trojan virus or a Trojan horse virus, but it is a kind of a misnomer. Why? Because a virus execute and replicate itself, but Trojan horse cannot execute and replicate by itself. So this difference should be known. Then there is a commonly known cyber crime attack, that is virus. This is type of malicious code or a program written to alter the way your computer operates. Malicious code or a program written to alter the way your computer operates. It is designed to spread from one computer to other. What happens with a virus is that it gets attached, it operates by inserting or attaching itself to a legitimate program or document. Once it gets attached to legitimate program or document, when individual opens or performs or executes certain kind of actions, it gets replicated. Otherwise, it stays dormant, it lies dormant. So some kind of human interaction is needed for its action. Once human action is done, it replicates by itself. Then there is another type of cyber security attack, denial of service, DOS attack. What is denial of service? As name suggests, it is access is denied to particular site or network. Denial of service. More evolved form of such attack is distributed denial of service attack, DDoS. Distributed denial of services. What is the basic difference is denial of service attack is usually performed with one computer or one source, but distributed denial of service, DDoS, is performed with various and many sources. There are two ways or two forms in which such attacks are performed. One is flooding attacks and second is crash attacks. So what is flooding attacks? You must be aware that when a particular site is visited at the same time by many peoples, the flooding of that server causes that site to crash. The cyber criminals use such kind of tactics and overwhelm large amount of traffic that server is unable to handle, so system eventually collapse. That is flooding attacks, flooding with many traffic. Then there is a type of there is crash attacks. In this, cyber criminals transmit bugs that exploit flaws in the targeted system. Cyber criminals transmit bugs that exploit flaws in the targeted system, and system ultimately crashes. The flooding attacks are more common than the crash attacks. So what both this type of attacks do? They prevent legitimate users from operating that network or accessing that network. Then there is another type of cyber security related threat, that is whaling. We have seen that what is phishing. So this is a type of phishing in which top executive or high profile employees are targeted. Phishing attack which is targeted towards top executive or high profile employees, whaling. Then another very commonly asked by UPSC once time and very widely come in newspapers, that is ransomware. It demand ransom, as the name suggests, malicious software that infects your computer and displays message regarding that certain amount of money is needed so that your computer can run again, otherwise it doesn't run. Another type is worms. It is also malicious self-replicating program. Important characteristic of worms is that it spread without any human interaction assistance. So any type of social engineering is not needed in context of worms. It spread without any human interaction and assistance. So these are various types of attacks we have seen: phishing, wishing, Trojan, then virus, denial of service, distributed denial of service, which happen in two forms: flooding attacks, crash attacks. Then there is a whaling, ransomware, and worms. There are many other types. If you are more curious, you can see. Then we will see what government initiative in this regard, what government has exactly do. First is a cyber security policy of 2013. You must be aware of certain provisions related to it. Must be by heart certain provisions like it aims to increase public-private partnership. It aims to create 5 lakh workforce in the cyber security space. Government is planning to come up with new cyber security policy 2020, but it is not finalized yet. Till then, cyber security policy 2013 is important for us. Then there is a National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. What is critical information infrastructure? As the name suggests, it is a certain kind of critical information. What our law defines it? Section 70 of Information Technology Act 2000, Section 70 of Information Technology Act 2000 defines critical information infrastructure as computer resource, the incapacitation or destruction of which shall have a debilitating impact on a national security, economy, public health or safety. Again repeat, critical information infrastructure means the computer resource, the incapacitation or destruction of which shall have a debilitating impact on a national security, economy, public health or safety. This is the definition given in Section 70 of the IT Act. For this critical information infrastructure, government has by Section 70A of Information Technology Act 2000 has established National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. Then there is another institution, CERT-In, whose report we have seen. The full form of it is that the Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. The Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. It is organization of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. It is nodal agency which deals with the cyber security threats like hacking and phishing. It is a nodal agency, important for prelim as well as prelim. It collects, analyzes and disseminates information on cyber incidents. We have seen that how it alerted government on various attacks happening on government websites by showing that which country is attacking more. So It collects, analyzes and disseminates information on cyber incidents. Then what government had done is that cyber forensic labs are being established, such as at various cities of Bangalore, Pune, Kolkata, cyber forensic labs. Then cyber Swachhata Kendras are being established. These are botnet cleaning and malware analysis center. Cyber Swachhata Kendra, botnet cleaning and malware analysis center. Then there is an initiative named Cyber Surakshit Bharat initiative. Basically, the aim is to create awareness among general masses about the cyber security. It aims to promote more private-public partnership. Cyber Surakshit Bharat initiative. Then there are various sections in Information Technology Act 2000 regarding cyber security. That is, Section 43 deals with data protection. Section 43 deals with data protection. Section 65 deals with tampering with the computer source documents. Section 65 deals with tampering with the computer source documents. Section 66 deals with the hacking. Then Section 69 is there, which deals with the cyber terrorism. So these are important sections in Information Technology Act 2000. What we have seen in the context that Gujarat government initiative can be quoted as a state government level initiative, that is Ashwasta initiative of Gujarat government, 25/4/7 helpline. Why that is important is majority of the attacks are happening after the banking hours or normal usual office hours. So that 24/7 helpline is important. Then there is a National Cyber Security Coordination Center established by government. In spite of all this initiative, more need to be done. What need to be done? One is we need a cyber security workforce. We are lacking with cyber security workforce. As I said previously, that National Cyber Security Policy 2013 intended to create about 5 lakh workforce in a cyber security by next 5 years. But many analysts and experts says that we required more than 3 million people, that is more than 30 lakh people in such a domain. So that is one need to be done. More cyber security workforce is needed. Then we need one umbrella organization which can deal with this issue. In India, several central bodies deals with the issue, and which results in a lack of coordination and more effective implementation of the existing provisions. In countries like UK, Singapore, US, such an umbrella organization exists which deals with the cyber attacks. Then we need to reduce our dependency on foreign players for cyber security tools. Various cyber security tools we import, such dependency leads to vulnerability, so that need to be reduced. So indigenization in hardware and a software cyber security tools is a need of the hour. You can search more and come with more initiatives or more way forward that should be taken. So you can communicate with us what you feel can be done. Thank you.